we acknowledge that many of us feel about Thanksgiving. In reality, establishing religious freedom from which many others have done the same. We recognize that not only America's most popular non-religious holiday, it's also our nation's most sacred non-religious. Instead of what you don't have, you create more space for grace in your life. And actually, people who are in heaven, here and now, know the importance of engaging in acts of kindness, doing good for others. We know life can be tough. Life is tough sometimes, no doubt. And many of us are going through challenging times right now. A few of us are struggling mightily with the results of the election. Or more than a few of us. And the election did not stop other life issues from affecting us, did it? Many of us wrestle and perhaps anguish over some of the realities which accompany aging. As temporal beings, we are fragile and can feel powerless over what the flow of time does to our bodies, minds, and souls. Some of us struggle with a feeling of powerlessness regarding not being able to help our children in any kind of struggle they're in, at whatever age they're at. Some of us feel powerless when we ourselves or somebody we care about suffers painful loneliness or depression. Thanksgiving reminds us we are not alone. The seventh principle of Unitarian Universalism highlights the interdependent web of all existence which we are all a part of. You are not an isolated individual. You are not an isolated individual. In some ways, Thich Nhat Hanh speaks about this. We are like flowers in a field. Yes, each flower, you all, has its own power and beauty. True. But in the wider reality, each flower would be nothing without the elements. Each flower is intricately connected to the soil, the rain, and the sun. Your power comes from inside of you and outside of you. Your power comes from inside of you and outside of you. When you're in an organization, spiritual awakening comes from realizing managers, workers, and clients are intricately connected. All children of the divine, interdependent with one another, loving and kindness flow back and forth, empowering all. If you are feeling down this Thanksgiving, I encourage you, let go of your powerlessness. Let go. Claim your power to give thanks and to do good. Claim your power. Remember those family, friends, role models, neighbors who are your soil, rain, and sun. Who has enriched or enlivened you from the time you were little to today? It's a special time, and we're going to do something we don't do a lot in worship here. We're going to gather in cohorts of 2, 3, or 4. And of course, it's a Unitarian congregation, so people will do whatever they want. But I invite you now, think about blessings in your life for which you give thanks. And think about what blessings of kindness you wish to do for the well-being of others. On this day, I give thanks for my mother, father, and sister, who are here in the front row, Mary Ellen, Rich, and Kristen, who've all taught me through my entire life, by their example living, how to support people, students, people just getting out of jail, people looking for integrated housing. My family has taught me how to care for elders and treat all human beings with a deep, abiding respect. Through their example, they've inspired me to commit to being as respectful and generous as I can be today and tomorrow. I invite you all now to break up, and we're going to strike a balance. We have a lot of people, so when you share in your little group, talk loud enough so everybody could hear, but as low as you can so we limit the chaos. So now we're going to take 5 minutes to share what are you grateful for and what do you want to do to help make the world a better place or give to others.